Welcome to the It Doesn't Hold Up podcast. We review and re-evaluate all things we remember fondly from our childhood and years prior to see if they still hold up. And more often than not, they probably don't. I'm Stuart Shepherd, along with my co-host and good friend Michael Smith. Smith, how are you doing? And Happy New Year!
Oh, Happy New Year, and very well, thank you. How are you?
I am tremendous. It seems like forever since we last recorded, as we've had a long Christmas break, but we're back with a vengeance. And what better than to discuss this week's film?
Well, I mean, it probably would have been better if it was Die Hard with a Vengeance, but
Uh, uh, yeah, that holds up. Yeah,
yeah, I watched it over Christmas. It's fucking brilliant.
yeah. The first three are great. Let's not talk about four or five.
Two's
Cool.
fine.
Yeah, I don't mind two. I think it's all right.
It's fine.
Right. Anyway, before we get on to this week's nomination, we are going to talk about last episode's feedback, which was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Now, we received a ton of feedback for this, and it's been one of our most popular episodes. Obviously, people are bored over Christmas. They've got nothing better to do than to watch our podcast on YouTube.
People only listen to me when they have nothing better to do with their time.
Indeed. I think I told you. Right. Anyway, so
Oh,
well, let's begin. I've never watched any of the vacation films, and I don't think I'll start now. Probably wise.
wouldn't bother.
And this comes from friend of the show, Joss. So thank you very much, Joss. This one says it's. Oh no, that wasn't from Joss. This one is from Joss. Sorry. Two things. Number one, thanks for saving me 1 hour and 37 minutes. I have no desire to watch this film based on your review, though I note I spent 1 hour 20 listening to you talk about it, and that's undoubtedly more enjoyable. And then two, I'm 100% on board with Stu's Christmas movie list, although I've changed the order slightly. We all know it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber has fallen from the Nakatomi Tower, a small child has attempted to murder two criminals, and we've been emotionally wrecked by what's undoubtedly the best work from the Muppets and Michael Caine in what's bizarrely the most accurate retelling of A Christmas Carol. Merry Christmas, guys. Oh, thank you, Joss. And last one, we had feedback from one of our American viewers was, it's very American about Christmas traditions and lampoons them. The bonus is a big deal in corporate America still, and the pool is the American dream joke. Some families do show up a week early if you're a richer one who can house them. It's a cult classic in USA. Cousin Eddie steals the show and acts like the poor relative in Southern USA. Good podcast. This is pumped on us TV every year to death. Oh, thank you very much.
I'll take a few takeaways from both of those bits of feedback. One is that I'm slightly more entertaining than Chevy Chase, which I had always secretly suspected.
Well, yeah.
And well, yeah. And secondly, that I just do not understand American culture.
No, no. Send your hate mail to one Michael Smith.
Please do.
Did you get any supplementary feedback on Christmas Vacation?
No.
I do keep getting people saying, "Why won't you just cover Jingle All the Way?" It's like, because it's fun. There's no point wasting an episode talking about it.
Yeah, no one needs another 90 minutes of my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
No, I mean, yeah, we've only just done Arnie as well, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do it in the future. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anything further you'd like to say on Christmas Vacation?
Um, no, not really. I spent quite enough time thinking about it and watching it. I don't really want to think about it or watch it anymore.
Fine. It's 2025, New Year. Let's forget about it. Right then, so this episode's nomination came from Smith himself, and it's Anaconda from 1997. Brief
Yes, it
synopsis.
is.
It's about a documentary film crew who are traveling down the Amazon River on a boat, and they encounter a giant anaconda which picks them off one by one. That is the plot.
That is
That's
that is that is the plot. There is nothing more complicated going on in this film than that. Like it is
no,
nuts and bolts,
yeah,
A to Z. Like this is
yeah.
what we're doing.
It's a tight 90 minutes. Don't fuck around and get straight into it. A giant snake
Oh,
is attacking
we're getting on a
people.
boat, right? Here's some snakes.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this came out in the States in April 1997. We in the UK got it in May 1997. Now we have covered 1997 before. We've been. So Smith, what are we doing? We're doing scene setting. We will wacky news. What the fuck are we doing?
We're heading back to our good friends, Stu, at the Weekly World News. And
Oh,
even
goody.
further than that, we are heading back to ancient prophet Nostradamus.
Oh,
You familiar with the work of Nostradamus?
well, yeah, he predicted the end of the world in 1999.
He also predicted it in 1997. What I
Oh,
have here is a list of Nostradamus's predictions for 1997. So this is what the Weekly World News published in January of 1997 that we had to look forward to in the year that I turned 12.
okay.
Right, you ready for this one?
Yes.
Strap in. First of all, ghosts of the world's greatest religious leaders, including Martin Luther, Brigham Young, Moses, and Buddha, return to Earth to preach and prepare us for the end of the world. The apparitions will be seen and heard by billions.
Don't remember this happening.
No, I don't remember it happening. I thought I saw Buddha, but it was just me in a mirror.
Oh,
Um, oh, dogs and cats will speak to their masters, and fish will walk upon the land.
okay.
Nope, that didn't
No,
didn't happen. They barked and meowed.
that's something at least.
I mean, that's talking, isn't it? In the summer, the moon will spin out of orbit and plummet towards Earth, stopping just short of a collision, but bathing the planet in a wondrous golden light. I don't
Cuddly.
remember that necessarily.
Nope, nope, me neither.
Beautiful music will, with no apparent source, will mysteriously flood the world, inspiring the devout to spiritual glory, but driving the evil to madness. No, no, not
No, no,
remembering
I don't
any of
think that
this.
happened.
Not remembering
No.
any of this happening. No. A horrifying series of earthquakes will literally change the face of the world. By the time the quakes stop, mountains and valleys will have vanished,
Okay.
making the Earth's surface as smooth as glass.
Who writes this shit?
Nostradamus, apparently. Although
Oh, right.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and suggest that the author John Crane probably wrote quite a few of them.
Right.
Um, what else we got here? The Bible's four horsemen of the apocalypse will be started in Washington D.C. just days, and seems wildly unrelated. Just days before the president of the United States is shot and killed while jogging in a park.
Coincidence.
Coincidence, or was it one of the four horsemen? An economic boom, unlike anything in history, will find astonishing wealth for every man, woman, and child on the planet. And then, unknown to the world, Jesus Christ will return to Earth on December 25th, 1997, convenient timing,
Hmm.
ushering an era of perfect peace and harmony after a massive comet strikes our planet and eradicates most of mankind on December 31st.
Right. Isn't that the prophecy anyway? Jesus is coming back one day.
Um, by all accounts, yes, but he
Yeah,
didn't come
okay.
back on December 25th, 1997, nor a massive comet eradicate all of life on Earth. Pretty
Yet.
sure none of this happens, but I might be wrong. Who knows? I might be one of the people driven to madness by the beautiful music and actually living in a terrible hellscape, and I'm just too mad to know it.
Maybe we're all a bit too mad.
But this was Nostradamus' predictions for 1997, thanks to the Weekly World News,
Thanks, Weekly World
your
News.
source for everything bullshit.
Yeah, but we love it. Cool. Right. So normally I'd ask you, how
Hmm.
old were you and where we were when we saw this? But I know exactly where you were when we saw this because we watched this together. And I remember distinctively, right? So it was, I don't
I
know.
don't. Tell me where we were.
So if
I
this,
drink.
right, if this came out in May 1997, right, we must have watched this around November, December time. No, probably November because knowing you, you probably wanted to watch it the minute it came out to red, right?
Well, so I recall, no, this is right. I remember begging my dad to
Oh,
take me to the cinema to watch this. And he
yep.
was like, absolutely not. It's a 15. You're not 15. Same year he took me to see Austin Powers.
Go figure.
I thought it was maybe dad didn't want to watch a film called Anaconda, so I didn't get to go to cinema to watch a film called Anaconda.
No. So instead, you bided your time until it came
Oh,
out
I
to rent on
bowed.
video. So then I was staying around your house one Saturday night, right? Presumably in like November 1997, right? And then you begged and begged and begged your dad to go rent us out from the video shop for us. So he was like, all right, go on in, bundled us both in the car, drove down to Prime Time
Yay!
Video. They did not have it in stock, right? And you were like, no. And he was like, oh, does it, man? You just watch something on the telly later. So you made your poor dad drive to every single off license in Barnhurst and Erin until we finally found someone who was renting it out. Made your poor dad become a member of that off license so we could rent this fucking film out. You
So
would not settle for whatever shitty TV was on that Saturday night.
watching fucking Gladiators. In my defense, right? In my defense, from being a little shithouse, I really wanted to watch this film.
You did. And then I
And he could have
remember,
said no, couldn't he? But he didn't.
no, he was a good dad. He rented it
He's a
out.
good dad.
And I remember me and you watched it early-ish. I think we must have watched it about 6:30. And you were so impressed. You went, Dad, you've got to watch this. You've got to watch this. So anyway, the next morning over breakfast, you went, Dad, what do you think about that film? It was pathetic. I'll never forget that. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, your memory's too good for me. I don't
I
remember any
know.
of that. I've
Yeah, yeah,
eradicated that.
yeah,
Probably because it's me being a little box.
yeah.
Just
Distinctly remember watching it at your house in Barnhurst in your tiny little box room on this piss-ass tiny TV that was mounted up on the walls. You had to crane your neck to watch it. And that's where we watched it.
in the bedroom, yeah, in my bedroom.
Yep, yep. Absolutely. Me on my camp bed on the floor, you in your bed, whilst watching this crappy film. So there you go.
I don't remember any of that, but I remember getting it on VHS probably for Christmas that year
Yep.
because I had it on VHS and I used to watch it all the time.
No, you
Like
can't have got it
forget.
for Christmas because that's when it came out to rent. Unless it was
All
one of those
right.
weird ones where it came out to rent and buy around about the same
Yeah, or
time.
I got it for maybe for my birthday, or maybe I just bought it the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year at some point. But I had it on VHS and I watched it again and again and again. Weirdly, then I've not actually owned it on DVD or Blu-ray.
No,
I
me
don't think.
neither.
I don't think I have it in any format, so I had to rent it off Amazon Prime
See, where did I see? Where did I see it? Oh no, it
illegally,
was on
probably.
film. No, it was on. No, no, it was on film four a few weeks ago, and I had this funny feeling one of these days Smith's going to choose Anaconda, so I recorded it off film four, and that's why I watched it.
See, I
But yeah,
thought it was on Sky. I read online that it
no,
was
it's
on
not.
Sky, so I left it till the last minute. I thought, oh shit, because I've almost bought it on Blu-ray from FOP down by
Yeah.
Tottenham Court Road, but it was 18 quid, and I was like,
Oh no, no,
not
no,
sure about
no,
that.
no, no, no. And it's a weird one because I watched it with you on rental, and then you lent it to me when you bought it, and I must have watched it on Sky. But I've not watched it genuinely in about 25 years. But all of this film came back to me when I was watching. I was like, how many times did I watch it for it to resonate with me? I know there's not much that happens in this
Well,
film.
you see, this is it. I think this is the
Yeah,
problem. As I was watching, I had exactly the same things. Like I could have watched this yesterday. I remember it
yeah,
so vividly, but it's like that's because nothing happens.
yeah,
It's because it's like two scenes. It's just two scenes.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah, but
well, it's a special
yeah,
movie.
it's a
People.
special film. Talking of it, and we can come back to this later. But have you seen any of the sequels?
No, there's Anaconda's The Hunt for the Blood
You
Orchid.
didn't?
That's Morris Chestnut in it. But no, I've not seen it.
Okay, right. The second one is worth a watch. I
Okay.
like the second one. The second one is it's stupid, but it's basically the same film again. It's quite fun,
All
and
right.
it got a cinema release and did very well, I think.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember it coming out of the cinema. I was seeing a
yeah,
trailer for it.
I
It was like,
saw it at the cinema. I'm sure I saw it at the
did
cinema.
you?
I'm surprised it wasn't with you. I can't remember
No,
who I saw it with now.
no.
But yeah, I saw it at the cinema.
I remember it came out
Second one.
years later after the first one, like
Yeah, it did.
2005 or something like that. I was like, bloody hell, that's a long time for a sequel. But yeah,
Yeah, so I'd have been at uni, so I probably went to watch it
yeah.
at uni.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Cool. All right. Well, shall we get into the inverted commas plot?
Let's get into the plot.
Yay. So, Columbia Pictures. Not sure if we've done a Columbia Pictures yet, but yeah. So,
Ooh,
big studio that's done it. And we get a bit of narrative. So, I've written this down.
let's fact check this.
Right. Tales of monstrous man-eating anacondas have been recounted for centuries by tribespeople of the Amazon basin, some of whom are said to worship these giant snakes. Anacondas are among the most ferocious and enormous creatures on Earth, growing in certain cases as long as 40 feet.
Not true.
Not true. Unique among snakes, they're not satisfied after eating a victim. They will regurgitate their prey in order to kill and eat again.
Not true.
I wonder
Not
if this will come back.
also not true.
Not
I've
true.
done a bit of fact checking of this. None of that's true.
There you go. We get a really shit title card that looks like it was made on Windows Movie. I go, Anaconda just flies up.
That's the level of artistry we're dealing with in 1997. If someone looked at that and went, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck it, whack it in cinemas.
Although we do get some nice shots of the water and the sunset as the credits roll. You get some sort of cool sort of South American music
Well,
playing as it's going along, which
the
I thought was
music
cool.
the music sounded like we were about to watch Out of Africa or something. It was proper like, nice kind of florid, like,
Yeah, I quite liked it.
and then you get like a rip off of the Predator theme kicks in.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I noticed as the credits are going up, which has an ensemble cast, it's like Danny Trejo makes the credits. Why has Danny Trejo made the credits?
I
Why?
think it's probably because there are only 9 people in this film,
True.
so you can put them all in the credits. There's no one else.
That's true.
And also, is it roughly this about Dusk Till Dawn time?
2 years after From Dusk Till Dawn.
Well, Dusk Till Dawn 95.
It was.
God, I thought it was later than that.
No.
Okay, but yeah, so he's I think a fairly well-known name at this point in certain film
No.
circles. So people
96. 96 was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a fairly well-known name in like certain sort of film circles and that kind of schlock era. So he's appearing in all the Robert Rodriguez stuff. So
Yeah.
Not that
There you
you're going to get someone in the audience to go and watch the Danny Trejo. Not in
No.
'97.
No, certainly not. Yeah, we get a POV shot of presumably Anaconda stalking the boat in the water, and then we get Danny Trejo on said boat signaling for help, speaking in Spanish, all panicked on the boat. And then the boat starts rocking, and there's a very quick shot of a newspaper on the wall. It's like,
Is it a
wonder if this is
boat?
going to come back.
I thought it was
Yeah,
like a shack, like a water shack.
I thought it was an outpost when I watched it the first time. Well, obviously many times before this, but when I rewatched it recently, I was like, oh yeah, that looks like an outpost. But then when I watched it the second time to make my notes, I thought, oh no, it's a boat. Because then later on, when um Paul Cerrone and Danny get on it, it's like, no, it's a boat.
Oh, it's like a houseboat then.
Yeah. It's just a big ass boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, fine. I did tell you when I was about 12 or so, like if Danny Trejo was in the film, I was like, yes, please. I'll be watching this.
From Dustin on 2 and 3. Yes, please.
Oh, Desperado. Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah, the boat starts rocking, and then Danny Trejo nails a very small plank of wood to a door. I was like, Danny, mate, what's that going to do? It's a 40-foot snake.
It's an unseasonably large snake. You're not going to keep it out with one of your floorboards.
And then the floorboards start racking up and all nails start coming up. I was like, oh.
I'm pretty sure anacondas don't behave that way.
No. And also, why is the
brace? Not fucking Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, it's like all the Anaconda had a vendetta against Danny Troy. I'm like, right, you're fucked. I'm coming. Why? He wasn't in the water. He was in his boat.
There's plenty of easier things to eat.
Exactly.
I mean, this is fundamentally part of the problem here, right? Anacondas don't really hunt people because
No.
we're quite difficult to kill.
Not this Anaconda.
We have weapons. A
Yeah.
boar doesn't have a weapon. You can kill a boar. Boar's fine.
Yeah. Oh, then we get Danny Trejo climbing on top of the boat, just shooting at random things. He goes up. And then, sensing his time's up, he just shoots himself in the head. I was like, well,
Now-
yeah, come and think of it. I think I would. I wouldn't want to be killed by an anaconda.
Well, I mean, it's just going to crush it to death. It's not going to like. But also, right? What we're supposed to believe is that the camera is a snake's eye view
Yes.
of, and it's right up in his face. Why don't you just shoot the snake? It's right there. Just shoot it in the head. It's a snake. It's like most animals. Its brain resides in its head. Just shoot it in the fucking head.
I don't know.
It's moving quite slowly.
There's a complete inconsistency with some of these anacondas because apparently they predominantly live in water, but this snake just does whatever it feels like. I'm going to go on land. I'm going to go in water.
Defies the laws of physics.
Yeah. But no, that's it. Danny Trejo's dead. Then we cut to the Ario Jungle Hotel in Brazil, which, in case you didn't know, is deep in the Amazon. Oh, thank you.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
good. My rudimentary idea of geography suggested that it was not, that actually it was somewhere in Europe. But now you've told me that it's in the Amazon. It's good
Definitely in
stuff.
the Amazon. Thanks very much.
Cool. Wonderful. Thank you.
We
You
meet
learn something every day, Stu.
and learning's half the battle.
And most of the things you learn in this film are wrong.
Completely wrong. Don't be watching this film for education, kids.
But not this one. This one's true.
Yes. We then meet a pre-plastic surgery J-Lo playing Terry. God, she looks so different. Like 2 years later, when her music career really kicked off, I was like, you look completely different from what you did in this film. Completely different.
I also says J-Lo at the beginning of her career, Eric Stoltz at the end of his.
Yeah. Poor Eric Stoltz. What's he doing in this film?
Not much.
Yeah. So she plays Terry and she's on a very, very 90s looking laptop researching native tribes. And then there's a knock at the door, and yep, it's Eric Stoltz, and he's playing Professor Stephen Kale. And he's been talking to some guides, and they can locate the whereabouts of some tribe that want to make a documentary on, and Terry's going to direct the documentary.
None of this is important.
No.
It is just an excuse to get them in that river. It's like, oh, we go find a tribe. Yeah, we shoot a documentary. Yeah, okay. Do you want to come? No. Sure. Yeah, all right, I'll come. All right. I mean, you're already in Brazil.
Yeah, it doesn't even say what he's a professor of. He's just Professor Kale. No, okay, fair enough.
Why? What? Don't ask.
Don't know. Ask no questions here, no lies. And then this film don't fuck about because immediately it cuts to a boat and everyone's boarding it. And then this is where we meet Ice Cube playing Daddy, who's the cameraman, and he plays it exactly how you think he would play it without saying motherfucker every sentence.
I've written here Ice Cube playing Ice Cube.
Yeah, exactly.
He's dressed like Ice Cube. He's playing Ice Cube.
He's just not swearing as much as Ice Cube normally does because this film's
No.
PG-13. Even though in the UK it was a 15. But the thing is, when me and you watched this as kids, I remember it being a lot gorier and action-packed than it was. And you watch it recently, it's like, oh,
No,
it's
not a
not
lot.
that bad.
It's not a
Yeah.
lot gory. Also, when you watch it now, you can see sometimes their lips saying things that their mouths aren't saying.
Yeah. A bit like Tremors, where there was a hell of a lot more swearing and they had to dub it over later.
Yeah.
We meet the captain of the boat, Mateo, who is discussing the route on the map with Kale, and Mateo suggests going an alternative route despite it being 55 kilometers out of the way. Hmm.
I've written here, Matteo looks like the kind of person that the ask for Angela signs are made for in bars. He's just a sneery, leery, pervert-looking man.
He is. There's a shot later on when he's just like hasn't even got his shirt on while he's doing the
He's
boat.
like,
Like,
ugh. He looks like he'd smell.
yeah. Yeah, that's the other problem I got with this. These people are on this boat for like 2 weeks, I think. They'd all stink. But anyway, we'll get to that.
I'd pet
Uh,
deodorant.
yeah, well, of course. Then we get Jonathan Hyde as Westridge, and he's playing a stuffy old stereotypical Brit. And I presume he's meant to be like a David Attenborough type
Yeah.
character because he's narrating the documentary there, mate. And then he starts being a real arsehole about his luggage, which has got a ton of booze in it for some reason.
Yeah, he. These are all like stock archetypes. Like, here's the sleazy boat captain.
Yeah.
Here's Ice Cube. Here is the stuffy Englishman. Owen Wilson's a pervert. She's attractive.
No, I
She
was not really a
she
pervert. He's
carries.
just horny for his girlfriend. He's
He's
not
horny for
like,
his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's character is she carries a clipboard around.
yeah, I can't work. Oh no, she tells stuffy old Brit, oh no, I'm the production manager. I was like, well, I'm
Yeah,
glad you said that because part of me's like, what's
yes.
your role? What are
But
you doing?
also, I was like, what are you managing exactly? You do nothing except walk around with a clipboard and occasionally go, oh.
Oh, at one point, her and Owen Wilson go to record sound. Oh, she was probably just helping him in it. I don't know.
No, that was yeah. She was. He's a sound man. I get what he's doing. He's a cameraman. He's the presenter. I get it. You are clipboard lady.
Yeah, yeah. She makes sure that everyone's got a clipboard. Yeah, I've got another point. Everybody who's smoking in this film, look over, everyone's just lighting up. Oh,
That's
the
the
90s.
90s.
That's the 90s.
But this is the bit where Eric Stoltz is carrying. He's a professor. He is smoking around a pressurized gas container.
Yeah,
It's like,
why is he doing
yeah, I
that?
mean, that should be on. Like, you're a production manager, lady. That should be something on your radar. You should be telling him not to smoke around the pressurized air canisters because it'll blow the fucking boat up.
Absolutely. And yeah, at this point, Danny tells him that he looks like a low budget Jacques Cousteau. And then Cal starts replying back something very articulate in French. And I was really annoyed because my wife didn't watch this with me. She hates snakes. She hates them and she refuses. But whenever someone speaks French in a movie and it's not subtitled, I always turn to her and say, what did that person just say? Just like that bit in Home Alone 2 when the guy on the plane starts talking to Kevin. She translated that for me. I was like, oh, cool. But she didn't
So,
do it this
so,
time. So I've got no idea what he says.
so Hannah, my other half, can speak French.
Okay.
And I asked her, what did he just say? And she went, sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you rewind it? And I said, no.
Oh, okay.
So
So
I
we
don't know
still
what
don't
he said. I
know.
don't know what he said either because I couldn't be fucked.
I might say to my wife, look, there's no snakes in this bit. Can you just please translate this scene for me? But yeah. And also, I've got a point as well that how big is this boat? Everyone seems to have their own cabin, and there's a lot of crew on this boat. Because when there's the long shot, it's like it just looks like a paddle boat. Like
Yeah,
why is it so
a
big
lot of it's below.
inside?
A lot of it's below deck.
Maybe it's a big
If you
fucking
see,
TARDIS.
if you see from the schematics, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Oh dear. The boat sets sail, and we see Westridge speak like David Attenborough as they sail along. And yeah, just like you said, Owen Wilson's a pervert. He's getting all horny because the jungle makes him horny or some shit. Like,
Yeah, it's
what?
just the dialogue at this point is so perfunctory and just like we need to pass the time, so they need to say something. It's a slasher movie, basically. Why doesn't he just say that he's horny in the jungle? And then, I mean, I also wrote down that for a documentary about a lost tribe, and they're trying to make contact with people that haven't been seen in hundreds of years. It's a pretty Mickey Mouse operation.
Yeah. Try my killer.
Right.
He's going to turn into a cannibal holocaust. Oh dear. Then out of nowhere, even though it was a lovely summer's day, we just get a big rainstorm, and then we meet John Voight playing Paul Cerrone
Oh
stranded on his
God,
boat. And then we get a
here he
shot of
comes.
here he comes. But then we get a shot of Matteo looking very suspect, like, I'm like, I wonder what's going to happen.
Oh, so subtle,
There's
so
no
subtle. Just,
subtlety in this
just,
movie.
just a hint of villainy.
Yeah. Kyle orders Matteo to go and help Paul, and then Paul jumps on board and he says, you can take me to
Just
the
did the
next
most
village.
aggressive jump. He's like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
And also, Owen Wilson catches him, but somehow or another, he ends up on top of him. I was like, did he just like wrestle him back down or something? Oh dear. And then, yeah, he says, oh, you can take me to the next village so they can help me fix my boat. And then Matteo and Paul look at each other really suspect. Stop it!
I've got the Mateo and Saron sharing villainous sneers with one another.
The plan's working.
Also, and I'll get to this at the end. What was the plan?
What
What
for?
what
I've
what is he up to? Like, I know what he's trying to achieve, but why?
he goes to big elaborate means to make this
I
happen.
know.
Probably could have
You
done
could
this by
just
yourself.
you could have just rented a boat.
Exactly. You could have just asked Matteo, are you busy next week? Let's do the next week and we'll go catch that snake. But yeah, but I'm also like, why have they let this man on this boat? Like, he looks so serious. I had to go on his own. Thank you. Why? It's John Voight. And then
Oh, Jonathan Hyde being the most English person in the world, even though he's not English.
no, it's Australian apparently.
He's
I didn't realise
Australian, but he's
that.
like, oh, lovey, I'll be in my cabin.
Yeah, yeah. During all this, he's drinking tea. What? Oh, for
What,
God's
what, what, what,
sake!
what, what? That's what I do whenever I go to Brazil on the
But,
Amazon.
but he drinks everything. He's drinking champagne. He's drinking red wine, and now he's drinking tea. What? Next morning, I presume it's the next morning, Paul catches a big fish for them all to eat. And as they're carving it up, they went, "Oh, what's your name?" He was like, "Would you not have asked him that shit earlier? Presumably he's been on the boat for about 6 hours. Why did
He's
you
like,
wait till
like,
morning?"
at this point, you're like, well, it's too awkward now. We just can't ask him.
I
We
think
can't
he
ask
said
him.
something, but I didn't hear it.
Sounded like Dave. Is it Dave?
You do that old trick. Go, how do you spell your name? Like, Paul. Oh, that's
No,
awkward.
I'll just do what I do, and I've forgotten someone's name. Oh, you're all right, fella.
Oh, yeah, there you go,
You're
mate.
all right, mate. How you doing,
Yeah,
mate?
there you go. Yeah, so his name's Paul Cerrone. Apparently he's from Paraguay.
No, he
Sure,
fucking isn't.
sure.
Do you know what Paraguayan people look like? Because it's not that.
No, they don't sound
Also,
like
oh
that
yeah,
either.
no, they're not. Blue-eyed and Caucasian,
No.
and
And
whatever
apparently,
that fucking accent he's doing.
dreadful. That stupid haircut as well. And yeah, apparently he was studying for the priesthood, but he wanted to see the real world, and he ended up in the jungle. And then he tells the crew that he catches snakes for collectors. It's like, so what are you doing on this boat?
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're a poacher. He goes, poaching is illegal. It's like, all right, yeah.
So what?
So
Why
you,
is what's your doing's different? How?
are you, so you are a poacher then? Is that what you're? I.
Anyway, Kale says they're making a documentary, and Paul says, "Oh, he knows the tribe, so he can take them to him." I was like, "Oh, I'll bet you will, Paul."
Yeah.
And then instead of tea now, Westridge is drinking champagne, of course. And then,
Fuck it. It's noon.
well, yeah. And then Cerrone keeps calling Denise little baby bird for some reason. I was like, why do you keep calling her that? He doesn't give pet names to anyone else apart from
No,
her. Very odd.
it's weird.
Yeah. Then we cut to Denise dancing all hot while everyone else is just jamming in their hammocks. And then
This
Kale
film has
sees,
three screenwriters.
yeah,
Three.
right. And then Kale sees fireflies and then just starts getting off with J-Lo. There's some sort of hint of a past relationship film, but it's never really explained or explored any
I
further.
put I put everyone is too horny for an environment this way.
Yeah, I don't think I
I'd be
want
like,
to.
get off me.
Oh, there's no shower on this boat.
No,
No, get off.
no, get off.
I mean, there might be. It's fucking huge. Everyone's got their own cabin, apparently.
It's got a swimming pool down below.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go for a quick couple of sets of the
yeah,
tennis court.
that's it. Oh dear. Then we get a POV shot of that naughty anaconda, and it kills a taxidermy panther, and then it causes his eye to
Yeah,
pop
the
out,
anaconda, the anaconda ate that puppet of a panther.
and it gets dragged away. Like, I don't remember its eye being popped out when we watched it as kids. I was like, oh,
Oh yeah,
that's
I
cool.
do. It's
That's
like,
what's made in the 15.
oh, it's an eye. Oh,
Oh dear.
yeah.
Uh, then we cut to Danny Ice Cube listening to what I can only assume is his own music and some sort of cross promotion.
It's not. It's not his own music.
Is it not?
I no, I did think that for a minute. And I looked it up, but it's not.
I just thought it was a very crafty way to be like, oh, there's that new album I released.
A bit like LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah,
And then kind of at the end credits, my head is like shark's fin. It's like, oh, shut up.
like that tune. Anyway,
No one likes that tune.
as Ice Cube's listening to his music, Westwood's playing golf because why not? And then they start arguing about the
He
stereo.
shouldn't be missing those shots from that distance. He keeps chipping them into the water. It's like, that's almost harder to do.
Yeah, it's a massive net as well. How are you
Yeah.
missing this net?
Have you ever played golf? He's pissed. He's been drinking
Yeah,
champagne all
exactly.
morning.
Very much pissed. He goes to turn the stereo off, and he's like, "No, don't touch it, or whatever." And he went, I can hire people to kill you $50. He went, "Oh, I could just kill you for free." He goes, "Yeah, who's on?" He went, "Your mama's." That really cranked me up for some reason. Just the delivery of it. And that was the type of shit Ice Cube says all the time in films, but
But
made me laugh.
why are they threatening to kill each other?
Yeah, because
Nothing's gone wrong yet. They're just on a boat.
and it's not a common theme throughout. These two hate each other. They just have a brief moment of, I turn that fucking music down. I was like, he's kind of got a point. That's quite annoying and selfish what you're doing.
Oh dear.
Right. Yeah. Paul tells Terry they're getting close, and then we see statues of snakes wrapped around gods. And then Paul
This
explains
is the
the
bit
mythology,
where
and Kay already knows it. And they're all like, oh, okay. It's like they're having a dick measuring contest. Yeah, well, I know it. Yeah, I know it too.
This is the bit where the what's Gary Wurr's character's name?
Denise.
Denise. Yeah, she goes to go and walk through a net and really struggles with it. I don't know if you
Oh, I
noticed
didn't
that.
spot that.
She goes to bring it back. She's like,
He just kept it in to be banter. Um, yeah, then Carol and Paul were discussing the best route to take to find the tribe, but Paul insists they take on the other route. He's like, wonder why. Then gets to night time, and Gary and Denise are going on shore to record sound for some reason. I was like, what are you going to record? Grasshoppers? Why?
you can do that from the fucking boat.
Makes no sense.
And this is where they cut to Paul just sneering in bed, lying
But
in bed,
why?
going,
Why has he sent that wild boar out to get them? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I think he knows they're going off to have sex in the jungle. He's like,
He's like, I know what you're doing. So maybe that's why he goes off to go and pervert them because, yeah, as they're recording sound and getting all horny, the jungle will do that, Something is stalking them, which they acknowledge. Like, oh, okay, it's going to be the anaconda. No, then something starts chasing them and starts making that Enter 09 sound when he's trapped on the stairs. Stock footage. And then Paul arrives and shoots whatever's chasing them. It's like, right, at this moment in the film, I don't think Paul shot those two. So what has he shot?
no. Also, like, why are they like you're in the Amazon in the middle of the jungle? Are you really going to go wandering about at night?
No, to record
I know
sound.
what. I'm just going to get off the boat and go and wander about at night in the middle of a jungle with no backup. No, this would be what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. And if they're really horny and they wanted a bone, they have a cabin. Like, why did they want
Yeah,
to
just have sex on the boat.
and the
The boat's
massive
very
boat?
big. Yeah,
Exactly.
probably got a sex swing.
Oh dear. But yeah, everyone hears the commotion and the gunshot, and then Kale grabs his gun. I was like, why has he got a gun? All right. And then Paul returns carrying a wild boar with Gary and Denise, and then Kale's like, right, nobody gets off the boat from now on. And he says, oh, Mateo, help me cut up this boar. That's food for a week. And Danny goes, food? And I'm like, well, yeah, have you never
Yeah,
eaten pork before, Danny? It's a fucking pig.
also, he's like, well, boar, they go for their eyes. It's like, no, they don't.
Oh, they'll
How
just
would
get your
they? They're
stomach
all the
with.
way. I'm 6'1". It's not going to get me in the eyes. My eyes are up here.
I don't know. Maybe he was assuming they were going to be on the floor boning, and then he just get you
Yeah,
in the eyes. I don't know.
I'd go for my knees. But
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, then we cut to daytime sailing along with Westridge playing golf again and listening to classical music via Discman and speakers. I'm like, boy, well, over the days, kids. Kids today will never understand a Discman with big bulky speakers plugged into your Discman. So why don't you just use Danny's big ghetto blaster thing he was using earlier on?
well, they're not friends.
No, that's true. They had a big argument about his rap music.
They're threatened to kill each other. I don't think
Yeah,
they're lending CDs to one another.
no. Then we get a shot of Kale shaving. I'm like, why is anybody shaving on here? Just grow a beard. Who cares? Like, was it like
Oh, I
standards?
don't know. I don't know. Like it gets proper itchy.
I mean, during COVID,
Not that I,
looked
not
like
that I
Jesus.
fucking know.
Yeah, haven't had a grown beard in years. No, I swear
I've
during
just been
COVID.
shaving for the memories. I need to do this.
There's blood. No, I don't care. During COVID, I started to look like a bear. I don't care. Right. Anyway, um, then we see that the rope has been trapped in the propellers. So then Kale volunteers to go in the water rather than Paul. But Paul goes, "Oh, maybe I should do it." Now I just think at this point, what have you got? Oh yeah, go on then. Then his
Yeah.
whole plan that
Also,
he's got would have gone wrong. Yeah, go on.
it's rather convenient that that rope got caught
I also thought that. Well, what if that
because
didn't
it's like,
happen?
yeah, he didn't appear to have done it on purpose, or at least if he
No,
did, we don't see it. I don't know how you do it.
unless you just mess in with the rope, just kind of threw it in at the propeller or something. I don't know. But yeah. And then as Kyle's getting ready to go into the water, he gives some interesting story about some sort of creature that swims up your cock and then like just latches on. And there's like, yeah, they gotta cut it out. They're like, oh, I was like, why does Paul always seem to know exactly what Kyle's gonna say? Like, did you two studying at the same college or something?
I am. I yeah, yeah. I sense check this one as well. I fact checked this. There's been one recorded instance of that happening. It doesn't really happen.
Oh,
Complete bullshit.
I also remember it from a rock movie. I think it's Welcome to the Jungle, that one where he's got Sean William Scott in it, and it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
They're gonna go in the water, going, "Oh, don't piss," because yeah, this thing goes up your cock and latches on. And like, oh god, that sounds awful.
For our US listeners, it's called The Rundown.
Yes, yes, it is. I thought
Because
you were
we
going to
have
say,
US listeners.
I thought you were going to say, for US listeners, it's called a dick. Well, that's where you were going with that.
No, I was imparting factual,
Yes.
interesting knowledge,
Yeah.
sort of.
Why
Not
couldn't we
really.
have called it the Rundown? Why did we have to call it Welcome to the Jungle? And then later on, The Rock did Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Was like, you're just fucking obsessed with like
Yeah,
Guns N' Roses or something.
they were probably like, well, the rundown doesn't make any sense. We'll name it after a Guns N' Roses song, who the Americans have never heard of.
Clearly. Right. And then yeah, as Kale's in the water with his scuba gear, cutting the rope, Paul gives J-Lo this really leery, dirty look like, if you think it was bad earlier on, this is even worse. Because she's tying
This
all her
man,
hair back and stuff, and he's just looking at her going,
I'm pretty sure this man won an Oscar.
oh, I think you should have done.
Not for
Oh.
this.
I would have given him an Oscar for this. Oh dear.
Also, when he goes down into that water, that's awfully clear for the Amazon. It's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
crystal clear water. Hmm.
that's not a swimming pool tank, is it? No. Yeah. Kale, we suddenly see he's in distress in the water and he's grabbing his throat and thrashing around. So Gary and Danny dive in the water to help him, and Paul's still looking very suspect. And they bring him back on board and they say he's not breathing. And at this point, they say, oh, there's a wasp in his mouth, which is dead. Now, it's deadly and poisonous. Remember that? They've
Yep.
gone on record and said that wasp is deadly and poisonous. Okay, just bear that in mind.
Okay.
So so he's not breathing. Paul makes a small incision on Kale's throat with a knife and puts a biro in it. And again, I'm not entirely convinced this will work. Whenever I've seen this in medical things, I'm like, does that
Oh,
actually work? And also,
yeah, it does. It does. It does work by all
so
accounts. I wouldn't. I'd be like, I'm watching this with Hannah. I said, if that ever happens to me, let me die.
yeah, you ended up cutting the junk and I'm, blah, blah.
I don't want you sticking a pen in my neck.
No, horrible.
Also, it's like, oh, we need to fit it. I've got some whiskey in my flask. That wouldn't work.
This is not the time for that.
What are you playing at?
I've got
Throw
a
some
pack of fags
whiskey on
here.
it.
So,
Got some cocaine. Just rub that on it and I'm it.
oh my God. And now I've put Kale now will be out this film indefinitely, so he can have a nice kip in his cabin for the rest of the film.
I did put like we've only got Eric Stoltz for 3 days, so
And most of that's him in his cabin. And then out of nowhere, Danny announced that the radio is fucked and they have communication. Like, well, of course you don't, do you? What else can go wrong? And then Paul says they need to go to a hospital for Kale, but Mateo says no, the fog is too thick. And I'm like, what's Paul's fucking game here? He's making some valid points, but he's also orchestrated all this as well. I'm like, I can't work him out. And then he believes the best route to go is this other one, and it'll be quicker and save them Terry Miles. It will save them 50 miles. And then Terry points out, well, that's the route you wanted yesterday. Paul's like, oh no,
hmm.
it's different for different reasons this time. Sure,
It's
sure
almost
it
like
is.
he might have questionable motives.
Him and
Hmm.
Mateo.
As they're sneering away at each other. Ooh, ooh.
And Danny just gives him motherfucker look. Like you can just tell, oh, I do not trust you.
I've written down here capital A acting.
Absolutely.
They
Uh,
are swinging for the fences.
they are. Then it's night time again, and I've put, look, just how long have they been on this boat? It just keeps cutting between night and day, like every
Yeah, it's
scene.
indeterminate number of days on this boat.
At least 2 weeks. Um, Carol seems stable despite being poisoned by a deadly wasp.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's absolutely fine.
He's
His throat hasn't all swollen up. He doesn't look like he's going to die. He's just having a nice kip, and he's got a bit of a bandage around his neck. Oh dear. Then they come. It's daytime now, so it's just gone from daytime to night to daytime. And they come across a barrier, and Paul explains, "Oh, that's new, but we can blow it up with dynamite." They
is
just
this where
brought
he's
along.
is this where he's eating an orange in the most upsetting way possible? Like it's grim. The way he comes up, yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna suck all it off. Oh Jesus Christ, man!
Dirty old man.
Give that man an apple.
Yeah. Isn't he kind of peeling it with a knife as well, or am I making that up? I don't know.
I don't remember. It just I just put down John Boy eating an orange is very upsetting.
It is upsetting. Then he's got dynamite with him because it's always good to be paired. I thought, sure, Paul, I always carry dynamite in my gym bag when I'm out and about. Never know when you need dynamite.
Got some in my inside pocket. Hold on. Hey, that'll unblock the toilet.
Oh, God. And then Terry doesn't want them to blow it up as it'll fuck up the ecosystem, but Paul says it'll save him 2 days, and Western's like, I'll just do it. It's like, I'm supposed to be like a David Attenborough bloke. Like, you don't care about upsetting the eco balance. Um, Gary and Paul get in the water so they can blow it up, and then Gary notices there's something in the water. I was like, well, yeah.
But this is where he says, "There's something down there." I mean it, and he goes, "So do I." It's like, what? He says, "No, that's it." He says, "There's something down there," and he says, "Like, yes, there is." And he goes, "No, no, I mean it." And he says, "So do I." It's like,
Well,
okay,
well, good. I'm glad we
cool.
agree.
We're on the same page. Good, wonderful.
Oh God! And as they blow up the barrier, a load of snakes suddenly fall into the boat. Like, what? Was there a bunch of snakes hanging in the barrier?
And they're not dead. You've not just blown them up.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
great!
hundreds of
It's
them.
raining snakes now.
He's like,
Brilliant.
babies, they're babies. Babies can still be poisonous. They can all bite
Also,
you.
right, I'm not a professional snake hunter. Right, this might come as a surprise to you,
No, no,
but
you're
I'm
not. You're
not.
not.
No, no, I'm not. I've never done it. Right, I've never hunted a snake in my life. Surely, if you wanted to catch an anaconda, it'd be easier to catch a baby.
Well, yeah, just
Sell
let
it
it
to a
grow.
zoo who can then let it grow. Why are you trying to catch a fully grown one that you know can eat you?
Yeah, yeah.
Did that make any sense? He's like, oh, babies, these aren't important. So, no, no, just take the babies. There's like 40 of them there. You can make a fucking packet.
Well,
What are
yeah,
you
you might not make as
doing?
much as the big anaconda, but you'll make some money out of it. Just take them.
You'll probably make more on balance. Stupid.
And then out of nowhere, one of those small snakes bites Western. Like, help, help! There's a snake. You could just pull it off, Paul. Like,
Yeah, it's
uh,
quite small.
Westridge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite small.
And then Paul gets rid of it, so I was being like, ugh. That's what is this guy's deal? Um, and during all this commotion, all the barrels of fuel had fallen into the water, and now they've only got one barrel of fuel, which is
Now,
good for 100 kilometers. And they keep fluctuating
why are
between
they
kilometers and
leaving?
miles all the time.
Why are they leaving the? Yeah, what's the point of Americans done Imperial? So the fuel barrels fall off the boat.
Yeah,
Now, again, might come as a surprise to you, not a physicist, but I'm pretty sure they'd float,
they all float.
and you could just go and get them back. Why are
Yeah,
they
and
just
also,
leaving them there? Even if they didn't float, the water's not that deep. You've been
yeah,
walking
I
around in it.
thought
Just go
that.
and get it back.
And they've got
What is
scuba,
wrong with you?
they've got scuba gear. Why don't they just swim down and get it? I mean, are they just scared?
Yeah,
Ah, it's fucking wasps in those.
all the scuba gear is infested with wasps.
I'll just throw them out.
Oh, you know what we did, right? This tank doesn't say oxygen on it. It says wasps. We bought the wasps tank instead. Oh, that's where we went wrong.
So you get fire extinguishers that have snakes that come out. And then we cut to Paul sailing the boat looking very suspect. Like,
Uh, uh.
we see Kyle's apparently breathing normally. Then I put, this man has been stung by a poisonous wasp. Why has he recovered with no serum? He's just had a biro
Also,
in his throat and a
he's
bandage.
got a fairly big hole in his neck. He shouldn't be breathing normally.
Pissing blood everywhere. Oh dear. Right. Terry and Danny are discussing Paul and question where he's taken them. But why have you taken this long to have a conversation about this? He's been on this boat
Um,
at least a week.
you know this nutcase we let on the boat, who's and everything's gone spectacularly wrong since he got on it. Do you think he's got questionable motives?
Nah, he's definitely taken us to that tribe or the
Yeah,
hospital, whatever their priority is now.
motherfucker.
Motherfucker, yeah. Next day, they arrive at that abandoned boat, which is not an outpost, which I thought it was, which belonged to Danny Trejo earlier. And then Paul tells Mateo to stop the boat as there could be fuel on board. Fair point. Sensible thing they've done. Paul fires off a gun for some reason. They make their way over to the boat, and Danny's like, "Oh, I'm going to go over there to film some shit." Film what, Danny?
What are you
Film
doing?
a bunch of
Also,
fuel tanks.
every chance they get back in that water, I'm just gonna jump in the water. It's like get out of the fucking river. You wouldn't pay me enough to get in the Amazon.
No, no,
Absolutely not. No, I'm
no.
staying in the fucking boat.
Yeah, exactly. You have paid me to film shit on the boat, so I am going to film shit on the boat.
I'm not
And then,
getting in that water. There's
but
snakes in that
also,
water. There's other shit in that water.
they had a little dinghy because that's what him and Owen
It got
Wilson.
crushed. It got crushed when
Ah,
the
okay, fine,
when the dam exploded. You see a big pile of
got
shit
it.
fall on it. Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. They don't have the little dinghy anymore.
Right, I'll let them off that. Danny's in the water filming and he's a bit concerned. And then we see that newspaper clipping from earlier, which shows Paul, Danny Trejo, and Mateo holding a big snake. So
Oh, do
Paul
you
and
like the way?
Mateo, go on.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, so Paul and Mateo have been in cahoots the whole time. What an interesting and unsurprising plot twist.
You like the way they're walking through the water up to the boat and they're all looking around suspicious, like snakes in the fucking water. What are you doing? They're not going to be coming at you from head height.
Yeah,
Looking
well,
around like, oh,
I don't know
oh.
that anaconda in a minute just suddenly turns up out of nowhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
Paul takes down the clip bit and presumably just stuffs it down his pants or something. And then finds, I can only assume what is a box of tools and other equipment, and he wants Danny to help him bring it back to the boat. And then, as Danny and Paul make their way to the boat, Mateo, for no reason, just falls in the water. Like that. And then he's instantly attacked by that pesky anaconda. It's some of the worst CGI I
It's
have
fucking
ever
terrible,
seen in
isn't it?
my life.
It's so bad.
I could probably make CGI better than that right now, just on my laptop. It's so fucking bad.
I always found it so odd because he stands up out of the water and like flicks his hair back, and then suddenly it cuts to the anaconda
Yeah,
attacking him, and he's standing completely differently to how he was
yeah,
standing. It looks really janky, like it's
yeah.
really odd. And then it cuts to the model. The model looks really good.
Yes, it does. I'll give him that. It looks real good. And yeah, that's probably why my wife won't watch it. Because I was like, oh no, the CGI is terrible. So yeah, but what about the animatronic puppet? I was like, yeah, it does look pretty good. You won't like it. Um, yeah, and Danny and Paul don't hear any of this, by the way. They're like, where's Mateo? Oh, no, I'm sure he's fine.
Help! Help!
Ah, he's all right. Um, yeah, presumably it eats Mateo. We don't see it, but we just see him like getting crushed and whatever. And then Mateo's head falls back. I was like, right, well, he's dead. And then Danny wants to go back for Mateo, but Paul's like, fuck that. It's your friend, dude. Um, and then Danny, for some reason, decides to go back, can't find him, but he does find his torch. And then as he comes back on Paul just shows him this anaconda skin and starts explaining that it's worth a lot of money. And then Danny's like, "They have snakes that big out here." Yes, Danny, it's the
Yes,
Amazon.
yes. Also, but also, no, there are no snakes that big. They don't grow that big.
No. And then Denise says snakes don't eat people. Well, no, not
Correct.
really.
No, not really. No,
And then
they
Paul just
do,
goes,
but
"Oh, don't they?" And points out to a skull. I was like, what does that mean? One ate you and you escaped? What does that
yeah,
mean?
I'm sure snakes have eaten people. I'm sure anacondas have eaten people. They don't do it on the regular.
No, no, they
They don't
probably
run.
do a dead body. They probably wouldn't just bloke walk down the road.
No, they wouldn't.
Ah!
They don't hunt. They don't hunt dead things. Which means the bit
Ah,
later where they're fishing with a dead monkey makes no sense.
no, 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 no. Um, Paul gives some sort of exposition about how anacondas hunt and kill and how much money they can make if they capture one, like $1 million or something. And then Terry wants to wait for Mateo, but Westridge is like, "No, fuck that. Let's just get out of here." And again, he's made a good point. He's like, "No, he's probably dead." And, oh
Also,
no,
fuck him.
I
Who
don't
cares
know.
about Mateo? We don't know Mateo.
Yeah, because also they all seem to know how to run a sail a boat, so they
Oh
don't need
yeah, no, they're all
Mateo
fine.
at all,
They
do
don't need him
they?
at all. I love the fact that he's a bit. He's like your veins would explode. Sorry, explode. And it's like, no, they wouldn't. Shut up. Like,
Bones
we're
crush,
still
mate.
alive. You'd be dead long before any of that happened. They'd crush you to death and you'd die. Also, this is the thing with this film. I was kind of looking up things that anacondas do and don't do. And apparently, when they do crush someone, they take a long time to eat that person. They don't just like
Mm.
slurp you down. It takes about an hour to get you in. Then they
Ugh.
go off and they find somewhere to. You're dead by this point. Then they go off, find somewhere to curl up and digest you over about a month.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They're not attacking people. Like, oh, I've killed someone. Right, off I go.
Yeah, my takeaway of this anaconda's hungry. It just doesn't stop eating, does it? Oh
Or
no, you
just a
make just
hungry,
keep spitting
hungry
things out.
anaconda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I will just while I'm talking about his accent, correct something I said earlier. Apparently, there are roughly 20% of the population of Paraguay are white, so he could be from Paraguay.
Not with that accent.
No, not with that accent, he couldn't. But
There you go.
fucking
Um,
John Boy.
fucking John Boy. Then we cut to it's night time and it's raining, and Denise doesn't trust Paul, and then Gary sends Denise off to bed. Now, for no reason, Gary does a complete heel turn now. Like, for no reason.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Paul and he's intrigued about catching the anaconda as it's worth $1 million. And I'm like, where did
Is
this
it?
come from? Like, all right.
So, right, you catch that thing. Where are you going to put it?
Yeah, I was thinking this. It's going to
You
get out of
don't
that
have.
net.
Yeah, it's not just going to stay in a net. It's big and it's powerful.
I don't know. That boat's massive. I could just put it down in the
Yeah, they got
basement.
yeah,
Yeah,
an anaconda tank down on level 3.
exactly.
Put it in there.
It's all heated and everything.
Yeah.
The next morning, Paul's changed t-shirt and he's preparing a reptile tranquilizer. And what? How did he change that? And at one point, oh, you saw him throw a bag. I was like, oh, he's got to have spare clothes, obviously, unless he took the t-shirt from Danny Trejo's boat. I don't know. So why did he change t-shirt? Um, And he's also perving on J-Lo asleep on a chair in her cabin. I was like, why is she just kind of perched on a chair like that? Why isn't she actually in the bed? Or is it just a case
Well,
of,
he's there going,
ugh?
"Ugh."
Oh dear. Now they've given up waiting for Mateo and they begin sailing along. And this time, Westridge's manning the ship. And I'm like, that probably makes a bit more sense because he's like a David Attenborough type person. He's probably done this sort of shit before. And I thought, look, seriously, how long have they been on this boat? It's been at least 3 weeks now.
Mm.
How have they got food? Oh no, they've got that boar in it and that fish and whatever else.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they're eating the ball.
Food for a week. Gary's reading Paul's notebook on catching snakes for some reason, and then yeah, like you just said, Paul shoots down a monkey from the tree. It's anaconda bait, and I'm like, it's a bit small, isn't it?
Yeah, also it wouldn't be anaconda bait. Also, how many anacondas do you think there are knocking around?
That was my question because that's the big reveal later on. There's more than one anaconda, right? But
Well, there is more than one anaconda in the wild, but I'm pretty sure snakes are territorial.
yeah, but they
I'm pretty
sell
sure
this
you.
film like it's just one anaconda that's
Mm.
hunting them, and then later on, I'm like, oh, there's fucking loads of them. I'm like, so it's not the same one that keeps attacking them. So maybe that makes sense why they keep eating all the time because a different one is eating them one by one or whatever. I don't know.
I think there's meant to be two.
Yeah,
There's the green one, which is the one that's currently knocking about,
and the black one
and then
later.
there's the black one that comes in later. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Danny drops the only F bomb in the movie. He's like, the fuck are you doing? As he shoots down the monkey. I was like, oh, it's a PG-13. They're allowed to have one.
They're
Fuck.
allowed to have one.
They only have one. Uh, Terry refuses the boat to continue. This is when Gary really starts going on this big old shtick about, oh, we should just make a documentary about catching the anaconda. And it's worth so much money and all this sort of thing. And then Danny's like, right, I'm going to throw you two in the water. And then Paul goes very sinister and just goes to shoot him. Okay, okay, this is real fuck now. You could have had a sensible conversation about it. It's like, oh, we don't really agree with this, so maybe you should just get off the boat, Paul. No, no, no. He's like, right, I'm holding you hostage now. I'm catching that anaconda. It's like, you don't need them to catch it. Why
Yeah,
do
but
you need these
also,
people?
I don't understand what his plan was. There is Why has he kidnapped all of these people? It
The only
doesn't
thing,
make any sense.
all I can assume is that bit where his boat had crashed and whatever. His boat's fucked. He's like, oh, I need another boat, so he's just radioed his mate Mateo. But it looked like Mateo was sinister even before they were headed off. So it looks
Yeah.
like they're in cahoots from the start. Oh, I don't know.
Unless, but then, so why didn't Mateo just like come and get him? Why did he wait for these documentaries? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
No sense. This time they've got a line in the water, presumably with a dead monkey attached, so they can fish for the anaconda. I was like, it's just going to bite
Wouldn't
and swim
work.
off. Yeah. Danny shows Terry an incredibly small knife as him, like, shall I stab him? And he's like, no, don't. No, all right.
That wouldn't do much.
Poke him in the arse, like, ow, what'd you have for? Then it looks like they have a bite in the water, and there's the anaconda in all its glory. And it's yeah, that's the practical one we see, not the CGI
Yeah,
one.
and it's kind of leaning out of the water in a way that again defying the laws of physics. I don't know
Yeah,
how it's doing that.
big strong neck. Danny goes to murder Paul with his little knife, and then during the struggle, he gets knocked over. The little knife goes into the river. Like, oh, that's that done then. Because
I
there's
said,
not any
don't
other
buy a little
knives.
knife. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
What about that big machete he was cutting that
that
fish up
fish
with
up.
earlier?
Yeah, yeah,
You've got one of
exactly.
them knocking around, yeah.
Yep. The snake breaks free and it re-emerges and it spits back the monkey back at Westridge. I'm like,
I
right, okay.
said, spat a toy monkey in his face.
Oh no!
Do you know what snakes also don't do? Scream. It
Yeah, it
is
does.
loud as shit. It's like,
Yeah, it
rah,
does
it's like,
scream a
nope,
lot.
that is not
No,
what snakes. The snakes don't make that sound.
yeah. And as
They also
Paul's,
don't spit monkeys in people's face.
they really don't. But to what end? Was it just to be like, see?
Steve, fuck you, buddy.
And Paul's trying to shoot with a tranquilizer. Terry runs and Paul and the snake just bursts through the window for some reason, trying to attack him. Why would it do that?
It's Jason Voorhees. At this point, it would be trying to escape, right?
Yeah,
Any animal that's being attacked will run away. Like it
yeah.
won't be like, oh, I'm going to eat you all.
Revenge for trying to catch me. Yeah.
Also, it does shoot with that. It does shoot with that tranquilizer. It doesn't do fuck all.
Oh no, that tranquilizer is tiny. Have you seen the size of that snake? What's that gonna do? You need to put about 20 in it to take it down. Um, and then during all this, is it Terry gets knocked in? No, it's Denise gets knocked into the water. And then
Yeah.
Gary jumps in to save her, and then the anaconda gets him with terrible CGI. I'm like, oh no, no. It looks shit again. Why can't the practical snake just kill him?
Oh
Uh,
wow, a snake.
oh no, she. And then Paul won't
Wow.
and then Paul won't let Terry shoot it as he's like, he's not good to be dead. And then the anaconda drags him away with Denise being all distraught. So yeah, that's the end of Owen Wilson. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. And then we see in a bit, Paul's throwing some flowers or some shit in the water, saying some religious words. What is your game, pal? Like,
And then, and then she says, "You're the devil." It's like, "There's a devil inside everyone." What? What does that mean?
shut up, John Voight.
And no, he doesn't call him the devil. He says, "You brought the devil here," and he says, "There's a devil inside everyone." What the fuck are you talking about?
Does that
That
mean
doesn't make any sense.
so? The devil was brought here by everyone? What?
That is again functory dialogue. That is we have to fill 89 pages. So yeah, whatever.
There's only so much.
There's so much sneering. That's in the stage direction.
Yeah,
Paul Serran sneers for a solid 30 seconds, really eating up that screen time.
absolutely. Uh, Paul wants Westry to take all his shit upstairs, and he refuses. Like, didn't you do that earlier to Denise? I was like, that's just karma, mate. He just like slaps the piss out of him. So yeah, do as you're told. Then we get a cool underwater shot of the snake, and you see that Gary's inside. Oh, poor old Gary. At this point, Paul's manning the boat, and then we see J-Lo putting some makeup on. Now, at first, I'm like, what's this shot? What's the point of this? Are we just trying to show J-Lo? Oh, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing.
Well, also, it doesn't make any sense, right? It wouldn't work. She hated him like 2 seconds ago. He's not stupid. He's not going to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you've come around to it, have you?"
Yeah. You like my sneering, did you?
I'm old enough to be your dad.
Yeah, that's what's so wrong. It's like,
He's
Angelina
like
Jolie's dad.
He's like fucking 60.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Yeah, she comes in the captain's room and starts flirting with him. They start getting off, and then he spots Danny about to attack him in the mirror. He goes, "I think I'm stupid," but he forces like another kiss on J-Lo before he lets go. And then this the best fucking line of this film. Westridge hits him through the window twice on the golf club and goes, "Arsehole in one." Yes, yes, fucking excellent. And then he was like, "Should we throw him in the river?" He goes, "No, we've had enough of that. Let's just tie him up." Why?
Throw him in the river. Actually, tell you what, tie him up, then throw him in the river so he drowns.
Or tie him up, cut his throat, then throw him in the fucking river. That's what I do.
Really, because he's made one of your mates die. He's attacked one of the others, and he's trying to get you killed by giant snakes. I'd probably kill him.
Absolutely. No, oh, they're good people, so they're not going to. We're good people. They're not going to let him do
No,
it.
also, you're in the middle of the jungle, right? In the middle of the Amazon, right? You dump him in the river, he's going to get eaten by something. No one's going to know you've done
No,
it.
exactly.
If
And
if you ever want to murder a random stranger, do it in the Amazon.
that's true. Mateo's dead, so he's not going to snitch on them.
No,
And they've never met this bloke before. They've got no connections. They could just kill him and dump him in
no
the
one,
river.
and
Fine.
no one knows that he went out with them either.
There
Right?
you
There's
go.
been no radio. No one's seen him on the boat.
There you go.
If
Fools.
you're ever going to kill someone, that's the time. Not that
That's
I'm
the
trying
time.
to give people ideas. Obviously, I don't condone murder, but if you're going to do it,
That's how you do. I would condone it if the bloke was trying to kill you. But anyway.
oh
So,
yeah, if someone was trying to kill me and threatening me with a gun all the time, if I've got the upper hand on him, I'd put one in the back of his head.
absolutely. And then Terry shows in the newspaper clip, and she's finally put two and two together. Like, yes, Terry, we worked this out about half an hour ago. That's
But
what
there's like,
happened.
set us up. But why?
Yeah, she relays
No,
everything he did. He went, "Don't forget about the wasp."
Doesn't forget
She
about.
just punches him in the face. Oh, we see that Kale's still having
Why
a nice.
when did he put the wasp in there? Where did he get the wasp from?
Did he just have
And
it
how
in a
did the
jam
wasp
jar or something?
And why did the wasp stay in there and not sting him till he'd conveniently already freed the boat?
Yeah, why did the wasp just die if it had been put in there? The pressurized air would have
Yeah.
just killed it. Oh dear, so silly. Kale's still having a nice old kip and still not dead. And then we see that Westridge is smoking a fag and he's giving Danny a lesson on how to steal a boat. Like, well, that's convenient, isn't he? Danny doesn't know how to steal a boat, so Westridge is going to teach him.
Darling, just in case I die in a minute,
Yeah,
please.
exactly.
They drive a boat.
Yep. They enter an area with a waterfall, but the boat becomes trapped against the rocks. So of course it does.
Well, it's the bit where they're talking about what they miss from civilization, and Westridge's like, "I miss gin and tonics," and it's like, "Mate, you've been drinking this entire fucking
Yeah,
trip.
exactly.
Like, you just had one for breakfast. Oh, I miss that wine I drank yesterday. Oh, really nice."
He misses it because he's out of it now.
Yeah. He's going through the DT. He's got shaky hands. That's why I need Danny to drive the boat.
Exactly. Faster, Danny, faster.
Need to get to the offline before it closes. Get a 4-pack of Stella. Pint cans. Pint cans. 2 liters of Frosty Jack.
Oh, moving on, moving on. So Danny, Westridge, and Terry get into the water with ropes to free the boat, and they leave Denise on board with Paul. And I'm like, what could possibly go wrong? This is all fucking Denise's fault. So she confronts Paul with a knife, and then Paul does a completely unfathomable wrestling move. He jumps up about 10 feet in the air, and he hits scissors and just like strangles her to death with
Also,
his legs.
she was going to go and stab him and then just completely wussed out. Like, don't, just stay away from him. Don't unless you're actually going to do it. Don't.
Yeah, and I thought they already agreed they weren't going to kill this dude anyway, but it's because she's had a
Also,
personal loss. I
she's
don't know.
she's dead now. Like, who's going to hold the clipboard?
Well, exactly. And I love the way he kicks her into the water. There's a splash. They'll turn around and go,
Yeah,
whatever.
they look. I find that the way they react to it so hard to judge. Because do they know she's dead?
Yeah.
And, and they're just like, oh, bloody Denise.
And then we see that Paul's retrieved the knife with his boot and he starts cutting himself free. I was like, but wait, that dratted anaconda is back.
In Anaconda Vision, where the anaconda, the camera gets caught on the ropes.
Yeah. Shoddy, 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 shoddy. They all swim for the boat, and then Westridge makes it follow him instead rather than getting on the boat, and he starts going up the waterfall
But
instead.
why does he do that?
Just figured that all three of them wouldn't make it back in time. So, no, get your fat ass over here.
Yeah, I would say that, and I'd say, right, eat them. Don't eat me.
Yeah. I have a wife and kids. Eat them.
I'd really. They're slower and tastier.
And then Paul starts fighting with Danny and Terry and having broken free now. And he stabs Danny in the leg and he's trying to kill him. There's all sorts of commotion going on. And we see that Westridge has been found by the Anaconda whilst hiding in the waterfall. Very much like the Lost World, I thought, this bit.
Yes, yeah, very
Yeah.
much like the Lost World.
And as he tries to jump free, the shit CGI catches him. It's like, oh, I like Westridge. Probably my favourite character in this.
What I think is it lets him go while it's falling as well.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, oh, maybe he's alive. No.
No, no. Oh, no, because then all the tree breaks down and I think Westridge just dies from like whacking his head or something. Yeah, that sends Terry and Danny back into the water as well. And
Every chance they get back in the water.
back in the water. And for some reason, all this commotion's woken up Kyle. What the fuck's going on? I'm trying to have a kick. And then as Terry and Danny are trying to get back on the boat, the snake wraps itself around Danny.
Ice Cube gets caught in a bush. He's like, oh no, I'm stuck in a bush. It's like, fuck's sake.
But then the snake gets him, but it doesn't like wrap around. He was like, help, help me, help. He's like, no, you'd be dead. The minute it
You'd be
wrapped
dead.
around you, you'd
Yeah.
be dead. You know? And then we see dead Denise. Like, who cares? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's taking this time to suddenly just float up for some reason. And then Terry gets the gun and absolutely shoots the shit out of the snake and it's dead. Now at this point, I'm like, hang on, we've got 15 minutes left of the film. The anaconda's dead. But then we get Paul's trying to kill Terry and Danny when finally a fully clothed Kyle emerges and just stabs
It's
Paul in the back with a dart.
and Paul goes, a dart. He says it. I'd never noticed it before. He goes, a dart.
Did he? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even say that. It's funny. But as he falls in the water, he's like, damn, the dart fell out. Oh, well, of course it did.
Yeah, but also, that's not how a tranquilizer that works, right? He's been stabbed with it, which means the tranquilizer's gone into him, which means he'd fucking drown.
Yeah.
Like, he's full of enough tranquilizer that's designed to take down a snake.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's only been in for like 5 seconds.
No.
That's it. It's in. Oh, dear. Then Kyle loses consciousness again, so he goes back for another kip in his cabin.
Yeah, we've only got him for 3 days. Mr. Stoltz is done for the day. He's back in his cabin. It's a bit where he grabs him in the throat and his throat starts to piss blood again. It's like, oh,
Ugh,
oh,
this man really needs a hospital because he's been stung by a poisonous wasp.
and stabbed in the throat.
Oh dear. As the boat's sailing on, Danny notices there's an old warehouse outpost
Did you notice, by the
area.
way, when the boat pulls away from
Yeah.
the waterfall's going backwards?
Fantastic.
Reverse,
Fantastic.
just reverse footage. No one will notice.
No, no, we ain't got
That's
time
kind
for
of
this shit.
quality filmmaking you're dealing with here.
Absolutely. Yeah, Danny notices there's an old outpost there, and then there might be some fuel
Hey.
over there.
Let's check out this creepy shack.
Yeah, so I don't even know what happened here. I was like, please say there's not going to be some sort of prequel where Anaconda like killed everyone, a bit like a Thing prequel or something like that. There might be.
We need to know how that axe got there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that broken gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
They spot drums and they start to inspect them when they see another snake skin. Like, oh no, there must be another anaconda in the Amazon. Really? But wait,
We've
Paul's
not, we've
back.
not met anything else dangerous while we've been out here.
No. Oh, there was that panther, which was a bit useless, just got dragged away. Yeah, that's true. Oh, and the wild boar. No, that got shot.
Yeah.
No, not really. No. Yeah, Paul knocks them out, and
How did he know where they were going?
oh, I don't know.
And how did he beat them there? They're on a fucking boat. Was he running?
Why didn't he drown?
He's a 50-something-year-old man. He's not beating them there on foot.
I don't know. Did you see that Ed scissors he did earlier on? He's quite athletic. Yeah. Paul knocks them out, and he's tied up together, and he throws like monkey blood all over them. I'm like, sure, monkeys, sorry, snakes sure do like monkeys, don't they? Because the smell of that blood is going
Ooh,
to lure in an
can
anaconda
can snakes smell monkey blood from that far away? Like, I
miles
smell
away.
monkey blood.
It's like sharks in water type thing.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah. And Paul set up some elaborate net trap to catch the snake, and in comes the shit CGI ice cream like, hey, look, it's coming down from the ceiling. I was like, that monkey blood must be potent. And then Danny and Terry try to run, but the shit CGI wraps around them, and then Paul hoists the net, catching them all. And I'm like, hang on, that snake would be flying around so much, they'd all be dead. They'd all be dead,
Yeah.
you know? And then Paul tries to shoot with a tranquilizer dart, and it breaks free, and it catches him as he's going up the ladder, and the ladder all falls down. But then Danny, somehow or another, with his feet, manages to pull the net, and that traps Paul.
The ladder falls down but doesn't hit the floor.
Yeah, it
You
very
notice that?
safely
Yeah,
goes over.
it goes down and he lands a good couple of inches above the floor. Oh,
Yeah, because that's when it gets him, as he gets up from that, and then it wraps around him, and then that's a really wicked animatronic shot when it's all wrapped around him, and it starts breaking his bones and all his neck sticking out. Oh, that's a bit cool. And I remember that as a kid, me and you watching,
yeah.
going, cool. And then
And
yeah,
then you
then we
get
get
the inside mouth bit where it starts to eat,
love it.
which Hannah burst out laughing at.
Really, I love
Yeah.
that bit. I thought that bit was cool as shit. I was like,
Also,
oh, that's so gross and cool.
the bit just before where he throws the monkey blood on, he's like, why is that the only bit that's in slow mo? I was like, I don't know.
And he kind of missed because he didn't go on their face.
Yeah, it
The
didn't
punch just
go
hit him in
on
the
them.
arms. Oh, I missed. I'll go get some more. Um, yeah, and then what happens there? Yeah, then Terry and Danny try to escape and they get separated, and the snake smashes through some glass for some reason, and then
Classic villain.
and then he spits out a partially digested Paul, and then winks at her and dies. I'm like, yeah, I always remember that bit from a
Yeah.
kid. But I'm like, it ain't partially digested him that fucking quickly. Come on.
No. I say it takes about a month.
Yeah, yeah. Still cool though. I like that bit. And yeah, I put remember that blurb at the beginning bit? About regurgitating
Yeah,
again. Remember?
yeah.
That's what's
Do you know?
happened.
Do you know when they actually regurgitate? They regurgitate they're being attacked so they can escape quicker. That's the only time they do it.
Well, that makes perfect
They've got
sense.
they're full of food. They're like, oh no, I need to run away. Oh no, ugh. There you
Yeah,
go. Off I go.
exactly. And Terry starts climbing up the
Which is also
smokestack.
what I do
Sorry,
when I. It's also what I do when I'm threatened. I just throw up everywhere and then run away.
we throw up your kebab. Let's get out of here.
Dang it!
Let's get out of here. Terry starts climbing up the smokestack, and Danny's trying to kill it with a pickaxe, and then he whacks it in the tail, pinning it down, and then he starts pouring
What?
gas everywhere so they can blow it up. Like, no, he just turn around and bite you. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
It's not also, it doesn't try to attack him. Even when he runs into the smokestack to shout up at her, it
Yeah,
doesn't bother coming
exactly.
to get him.
She's like, oh, help me, help me.
Also, then the axe comes out, so he uses this clamp thing to stop it, but
Yeah.
it's not attached to anything. You just pinched it. What pinch? Oh.
You're really winding this steak up, you know that?
Also, you're the bit where she gets to the top of the stack and it won't open. And then he says, push it at the
Push it.
side. Use the hinges. She just doesn't know how to open a fucking door. She's like,
I'm used to like automatic doors.
push it at the side. Use the hinges.
It's hilarious.
Fucking hell.
I'm glad you pointed out because I
Oh.
remember that, but I forgot to write that down. Yeah, that was fucking funny. Yeah,
Oh.
Terry makes it out just in time as it blows up. She jumps into the water, and then the flaming CGI anaconda falls down as well, but it's still not dead. It's
Now
chasing
it's on fire. That's much worse.
exactly. Um, Danny helps
Why
Terry out.
also? Why doesn't it go in the water? It's on fire. Like, it's like there's a load of water. Just go in the water.
It does go in the water because then it
No,
submerges under the water.
yeah, but it doesn't for a while.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
going ah.
And just when you think it's dead, it bursts up through the dock in like a jump scare. And then that's when Danny starts whacking the shit out with it with an axe, and he's like, bitch, kills it. Oh dear.
Like
And
Ice Cube at this point is like, I'm gonna go get that fuel. He's obsessed with fuel.
he
All the
really
way
is.
through the last half an hour of this film, every other line is, "We got to get the fuel. Maybe there's fuel. I'll go get the fuel."
But they do
Jesus
get
Christ,
but they do get the fuel because then they're back on the boat and Kale still isn't dead.
he's
And
so
apparently
useless.
he's made a full recovery now. He's woken up from his kip and they're sailing along and they finally see that tribe that they were looking for. And then Danny gets his camera and then we get a nice sunset end shot of the credits. And
Yeah,
yeah,
they find the tribe. I don't care.
after everything we've been through, all right.
Yeah, all right, cool, great tribe. Yeah, and end right because they've got to get to the end and go. Oh, it was completely worth it because we found the tribe.
It's like the entire crew died.
Yeah, everyone died apart from Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, and fucking Eric Stoltz for some reason, the most useless character in the entire film.
He did nothing. Nothing. Right, so let's rewind back. It's 1997. We're having a sleepover. We're watching Anaconda. What did we love about that film after we'd watched it? Or hate about it?
One
I don't
word.
think we did hate it.
No, I loved it. I loved it when I was younger. One word, Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Look, I just really like those films, always have done, where you get a group of people, put them in a situation, pick them off one by one.
Yes, definitely.
I was always disappointed. This is one of those films where I'm always disappointed that too many people survived.
What, three?
Like it always, yeah, but yeah, that's too many, right? You should have one. Alien knew what it was doing. One.
Predator did. Oh, no, Predator had
Aliens,
two. Yeah.
Aliens, three and a half, but they killed a lot more people, so it's fine.
True. True. Yeah, that the vibes I got it when I was a kid. It's like this is very Predator-esque. They're in the jungle. They're out of their control.
Mm,
They're getting
mm.
picked off one by one. Yeah, it was action-packed. It was fun. Don't think we'd seen a film before about a big snake killing people. Oh, this is cool.
It did sort of start that trend of this time where you'd put a popular rap musician into
Yeah.
film, and you knew full well that they weren't dying.
Yeah. Yeah, because a
Going
couple of
back to
years later, we got Deep Blue Sea with LL Cool J.
yeah,
Same sort of shit,
yeah,
you know?
who quite easily could have got eaten by a shark.
Yeah, he didn't. Spoiler.
No,
Yeah, no, I don't think we did hate anything about it, but again, I still find this hilarious that once we'd finished watching it, you went downstairs, gave it to your mum and dad, and oh, you got to watch it. The next day, your dad was like, that film was pathetic.
doesn't strike me as the kind of thing my dad would enjoy. Come to think
Oh,
of it, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I was 12, so
brilliant. Oh, so what do we think about it now? What do you love? Yeah, let's start with what you love about it now.
okay. So it's hmm, flipping ridiculous
Yeah.
is what it is. It's very simple, but it's still, I think it's more of, I think this one is legitimately more of a nostalgia love. Like watching it, I was like, I remember this film beginning to end,
Yep.
and it's very entertaining. Watching it now, not a lot happens, and there are large gaps between stuff happening as well. So it's like,
Mm.
oh, someone's dead. Well, we'll have to wait 20 minutes for something else to happen.
Yeah.
um, and the dialogue, as I've said a couple of times, is just bare bones. It's just perfunctory, get people from A to B to get eaten by a giant snake. There's no artistry in the script, or there's one clever line, but
Yeah. Oh,
that's
so
it.
only
Like,
one.
well, exactly, yeah. There's no other clever lines. A lot of it are just random non sequiturs from John Voight. It's like, okay, cool, but still quite fun.
Yeah, it's really fun, isn't it?
It's undemanding fun. It's literally 90 minutes, brain off,
Yeah.
snake.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice tight 90 minutes. It's Predator formula, which is awesome. Jonathan Hyde's a delight. John Voight hamming it up's quite fun, even though he's being
Mhm,
ridiculous. There's good
mhm.
action. The animatronic snake looks really good, and there are some bits where the cinematography looks really good. So
Yeah,
it's just fun. If
I
they'd
would
drawn it out, it was like 2.5 hours. Like Jesus Christ, but no, it's just a nice tight 90 minutes action movie.
I would second the Jonathan Hyde thing. I saw him in a play last year, Jonathan
Hmm.
Hyde playing Vincent Price.
Oh,
That was very enjoyable.
he must be old now, isn't he? Jonathan Hyde. He's
I was
70
surprised,
at
actually
least.
surprised watching this how young he looked in this.
Yeah,
Because I remember him being old, and I watched it. I was like, "Oh no, I was just younger." At 39,
yeah,
he now looks probably about 50, so he doesn't look that old.
yeah. Oh, I mean,
So that probably yeah, he's probably in his 70s now. I'd
okay.
say.
Yeah. I mean, apart from the cheesiness, which is crazy because you think you've got a good cast of ensemble actors here, right?
Mm,
But they're not, they know they're not making fucking Oscar-worthy material. They know they're just making a dumb action movie,
yeah,
dumb B horror movie. But it's fun. It works. You know, I mean, what's there not to like? The CGI is crap. Let's face it. It's really,
yeah.
really bad. You know, the characters are not developed. Like you said, the dialogue shit. And Eric Stoltz is just wasted in this movie. It's like, look, why is he in this? Like, you could have
But
just
see,
cut his
right at the
character
beginning,
out.
he's fairly charismatic. He's
Yeah,
not a bad actor.
exactly.
Like you could have done more with him. I suppose they just didn't have. I imagine they didn't have him for that amount of much time. I
Perhaps.
can't imagine that or they paid him a lot to come and do a tiny part and they just take it because he hasn't been in anything in years.
No, he's not. I think the last time I remember him being in something was the Butterfly Effect, but that was still 2004. That was still 20 years
Jeez.
ago. Yeah. So crazy. But no, I went into this thinking this is going to be dog shit. This is not going to age well. I'm going to hate this. And I'm like, I'm having quite a good time watching this. It's quite fun.
I legitimately went in thinking I was going to enjoy it. because I remembered enjoying it so
Yeah.
much. There are some of the films we've watched, I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. But this one, I was like, and sometimes it works both ways. I thought Rush Hour was going to be terrible, but I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Yep.
This, I wanted to enjoy it, and for the most part, I did. I think it was a little bit more boring than I remember it being.
Oh, I didn't remember it
Um,
being boring. No point was I bored watching this.
I think maybe just because I've seen it so much, that just
Ah, yeah.
because the dialogue is so perfunctory, it's like
Right.
get on with it. Like I don't. The characterization is so limited and so weak that
Hmm.
there's not really much to grab you. So where they're all just like saying random lines at one another, waiting for the snake to show up, it's like, come on.
Come on. More,
Or
more
we just
killing,
get more,
please.
either more killing or more.
Yeah.
I
Get
laughed
enough of that.
every time it cut to him, and he was just sneering. I was like, the fucking hell.
So funny. All right. Let's move on. Smith trivia. What you got for us?
Smith trivia, right? So it cost the 45 million. It had a box office for 136.8 million, opening at number one at the US box office. So
Wow.
guaranteed a sequel. There have been several sequels. Anaconda's Hunt for the Blood Orchid was the second one. That got a cinema release, and I will say, if you get a chance, I'd recommend it. I mean,
Okay.
I'm saying that, haven't seen it in years. It might be shit, but I remember when I first saw it, I was like, this isn't that bad. Um,
Mm.
it then drops off a cliff into direct video.
Yeah.
Anaconda's three offspring is David Hasselhoff and John Rhys Davis.
Amazing.
And John Rhys Davis, when he's not doing Lord of the Rings or Indiana Jones, is doing shit.
Yeah.
There's then the next one, Anaconda's. So that one, Offspring, I've not seen anything past two. By all accounts, they capture a snake and take it to a lab where it gets experimented on.
Oh
So
God.
that's where we're going with it.
Right.
It's all filmed in Romania. It's all low budget. The CGI looks terrible, even worse than this, and it's later, so it has no reason to.
Mm.
Anaconda's four is called Trail of Blood. That's got rid of. It's not even got Hasselhoff money at this point. It's got the woman who was in the last one, who is someone I've never heard of, and John Rhys Davis again. You then have Lake Placid versus Anaconda, which is Anaconda 5 and Lake Placid 2. I don't know
No,
the Lake
I think
Placid
it's
2.
probably more like Lake Placid 4, which is weird because Lake Placid wasn't even a film like this. It was quite a decent movie.
Yeah, it's a comedy,
It,
Lake Placid. It's played for
so,
very much played for laughs. I liked Lake Placid. We saw that at the cinema, didn't we?
yeah, we did, and I liked
Cineworld
it.
in Bexley Heath.
We did. I just don't
Um,
understand how it then descended into monster chaos. I was like, this isn't
and
what
so
this film meant to be.
no, and Lake Placid vs Anaconda stars Robert Englund. So you kind of know where you are at that point.
Yeah.
There was apparently, and I've not been able to find much information on it, but a 2024 Chinese remake,
Wow. Okay.
which I need to see if I can find a copy of. And there is a proposed 2025 reboot happening
No.
this year, starring Jack Black and Paul Rudd.
Oh
And
no.
I'm confused as hell about this because there is a trailer online which is them two saying that they're doing it, but there's not much more information about it than that. And I don't know if it's them taking the piss. It's going to be a comedy, so I I think I would assume. Can't imagine they're doing it seriously.
Well, no.
So I mean, who knows? Apparently, that's coming out Christmas 2025.
And
So
that's weird because they're the type of dudes who would have been in the original, like the Brat Pack, like Owen
yeah,
Wilson, Ben Stiller, all those sort of guys. So if the fact
like
they're doing it
Jack Black
25,
was in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So God, and was it Paul Rudd in Halloween 6?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he's in Halloween 6. Yeah. Anyway, so those are the sequels and bits around them. The CGI that you said was so bad cost 100 grand per second. It was on film. Um, Anacondas have round eyes, not slanted eyes. They gave
Hmm.
it slanted eyes to make it look more evil.
Yeah, that's
They
fine.
wanted to make it look like. I mean, you get jumped by a giant fucking snake. I don't care if it's got Betty Boop like. Bing,
Well,
bing, bing.
yeah.
Ah!
Oh, or
Um,
another. I'm running.
the director is a guy called Louis Losa. I looked him up, and he did The Specialist with Sly Stallone, and a film called Sniper with Tom Berenger.
Huh.
Tom Berenger. And yeah, apart from that, nothing of any note, which is not surprising because the direction is workmanlike, I think would be charitable.
Yeah.
Um, it was nominated for 6 Razzies, but luckily for them, The Postman came out in the same years, so it didn't. So it didn't win anything. One of
Does, does
the
he deserve a Razzie? He's not that fucking bad.
one of
Come
the one
on.
of the best. It was was his face John Voight for worst actor, the Snake for worst newcomer, and John Voight and the Snake for worst screen couple.
Amazing.
Um, so what else we got here? Yes, and it So anacondas don't eat live things. They kill it before they eat it. Anacondas don't regurgitate their prey. Anacondas don't eat multiple people in any one time. Anacondas don't eat people that quickly. And anacondas do not leap out of the water or catch falling prey. So none of the things the anaconda does are things that anacondas do. I also had to look up the who was potentially cast in the roles on this. Now, I always find this a bit weird when you're looking this up because some of it's like were considered for it. It's like we can consider whoever the fuck you want. I'm sure I've made this point before. Like
You have.
I could consider like Bradley Cooper to play me in the story of my life, but ain't gonna fucking happen.
No.
So by all accounts, this JLo's role was turned down by Gillian Anderson, but I also saw that she was apparently auditioned for Denise, but they gave it to Carrie Wura instead. Now, I don't buy that
I
because
don't
this
buy
is
it.
4 years into the X Files.
Yeah,
If you
she was
get
a
Gillian Anderson,
mainstream
you
person
fucking
by
have
then.
Gillian Anderson, right? I
Yeah.
believe she turned it down.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
That I buy.
Yeah.
Um, and some of the other names here are just fucking ridiculous, right? Um, Jennifer Aniston, like Kate Beckinsale, Nicole Kidman. No, don't
No.
be silly. Paul Cerrone include like the list for Paul Cerrone is insane. Apparently, he based the accent on Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. That well-known Paraguayan. Um, the names I've got here: Michael Douglas, Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson. It's like, yeah, you can consider who you want.
I'm sure they didn't even open the envelope when they got sent that script. No.
The other thing I said was apparently Sean Connery, Tommy Lee Jones, and John Malkovich all said no. Again,
Like,
I buy that they read it and went, absolutely fucking not. I don't need the money that much.
it's a film about a giant snake. Fuck off.
Snake. I don't fight giant snakes. uh, Westridge, Tim Curry, and F. Murray Abraham. That I buy.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Those both make sense to
Yeah.
me that they might have been considered for those roles. And that is all of the trivia I have. It was not much to come by. Well, apparently, once the Anaconda went wrong and almost hurt quite a few people because it was big and animatronic,
Well,
started
yeah.
thrashing about uncontrollably.
Something that big's going to hurt someone. There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, the final verdict, does it hold up?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it
I tell you
does.
what, you're gonna watch this, get a couple of beers, get a pizza, settle in.
Oh, you'll have a riot. You really will. You'll have such a good time. Don't expect fucking Schindler's List or anything like that. Something that's going to move you. No, no, just go in for a roaring good time.
Movie Schindler's List.
I meant
Schindler's
Oscar.
Hiss, more like.
Ah!
Oh, thank you.
Writing that down. That's funny.
I'm here all
Right.
week. Seriously,
Right
the door handle came off. I can't leave.
then. I'll call the cops. Right, so next episode's nomination. It's my turn because Smith chose Anaconda. So I am going to go back to something we've only done once before. So we're not going to cover a movie next time we regroup. We are going to cover a TV show. So, Smith, what if I was to say you, what is your favorite sitcom from the 1970s?
Favorite sitcom? Oh, Rising Damp.
Hmm. No. Okay. What is your favorite what is your favorite sitcom from the and who said it was English anyway? It is English. What is your favorite sitcom from the 1970s that's about a hotel?
Name one 1970s sitcom from the US.
Wasn't Dallas? No, that was 80s, wasn't it?
That's not a sitcom.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Shut up. Probably
Oh,
MASH. Anyway,
anyway.
favorite sitcom about a hotel from the 1970s.
Hmm.
Uh, Heidi High with a camp. That was shit.
No,
I
not
don't
idea.
know.
Okay,
Uh,
let me give you another
oh,
clue. What was your
yeah,
favorite 1970s sitcom about a hotel set in Devon that stars John Cleese?
Monty Python.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? No, we are covering 40 Towers.
Oh,
40 Towers. Yep, I realised that we
oh,
haven't.
beloved of the boomer generation.
Indeed. Yes, it's something that everyone still holds in really high regard, like Only Fools and Horses and all that sort of stuff. So we haven't actually covered anything English. Dean, technically, but the bulk of that film is set in America. So I thought, let's do something English. Let's not do a film. Let's do a TV
Dudley
show.
Moore was English.
Yeah, but most of Santa Claus the movie set in New York or the North Pole. So no,
No, that's true.
we are reviewing something that is set entirely within England, and we're going to, do a commentary on British sitcoms from that era and see if they still hold up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm notorious for loving 1970s and 1980s British culture. So this is gonna be fun.
Indeed. Right. So I'm just going to plug our socials before we get out of here. So You can reach us on email at it doesn't hold up podcast at gmail.com. We are on Instagram at it doesn't hold up podcast. We are on Twitter, or X as it's now known, at doesn't hold up pod. And we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other good places you listen to podcasts. So please do give us a good review, a like, follow us, share us, whatever. And yeah, remember, we do cover anything you want us to cover. So give us some suggestions, and you never know, we might actually do them. So, Smith, is there anything else you would like to say on Anaconda before we regroup to talk about 40 Towers on our next episode?
Yeah, I'd just like to say there are snakes out there this big.
Yeah. And I just want to say to you, Snake, what happened? You okay? Snake? Snake? Snake!